Hey guys, welcome to Seven Trumpets Prepper. And tonight we're doing a little bit different live stream. Tonight we're going to be talking about crypto. And I know that's something that some of you guys love, some of you guys are sketchy about, some people hate, some people are like, man, tell me more. It's a whole mixed bag. And I get that. I'm sharing this with you for a couple different reasons. Is number one, this can be a residual income to help you pay for prepping. And I tell you that as somebody that's been a crypto miner for years, that in the last year sold all three of my crypto mines and have reparked that money elsewhere in the homestead, in preps, reinvested in other things. And this is one of those things that I have reinvested some of those funds into. And the great thing about it is unlike where you've seen on my other channel, Black Flag Crypto Mining Co. over the years, where that, you have to take that equipment off and put something new on the shelf and, constantly be evolving with what's the most profitable to mine and all these projects. There's a lot that goes into it. Well, there's an opportunity right now that people can invest into this project, and it's there for you for years to come and your loved ones after that because of the term. And I'm going to bring Pierre on, and he's going to explain a lot of this from Texitcoin, which I think is just going to be a phenomenal stream tonight. And I want you to understand that we're at a crossroads right now, economically and fiscally within this country, in this republic, that the US dollar, I think it's important to have show and tell, okay, with everybody real quick, is that right now, I remember when I was a kid, and I asked my grandfather for a $5 bill to go buy like some G.I. Joes at Kmart or Walmart with my mom and my grandmother that day. And I looked in my grandfather's wallet and there was a $20 bill. And I was like, Papa, I know I asked you for a 5, but I seen a 20. And my grandfather gave me that. And I've thought about that ever since then, even now, is that how sad it is that just in the short 40 years I've been alive, that if you actually look at this $20 bill, it's actually only worth about $10 in reality right now. When you factor in inflation, tariffs, liquidity of the market, the whole 9 yards, as opposed to the guy that bought the pizza years ago with Bitcoin, actually a lot of Bitcoins. And now those Bitcoins would make that guy, I don't think he would have been a billionaire, but I think it would have been in the hundreds of millions of dollars that guy would have been worth today. He bought a pizza with it, friends, just to make sure we lay a baseline. So that might buy a pizza today, but it would have bought a whole lot of pizzas now if you'd have held on to that Bitcoin and sold it. And so I said all that to say this is it's not like some money racket scheme. I've used crypto in the past to beat out inflation and et cetera. The last point I'd make is just like recently, I took out a home equity investment loan, and that I don't pay back for 30 years. In 30 years from now, I can use those funds to turn that into a whole lot more money, spread a lot of different places. Furthermore, sell and move somewhere else. There's that too. There's a lot of ways to beat out inflation right now and put that funds into other things that will make residual a lot more. But we've got to start getting smart out here, because it ain't like you can go buy a $60,000 off-grid photovoltaic system and bolt it down. I'm an installer, and it's took me years to do it at my own place working for people. So I'm not going to hold out much longer. Just wanted to make sure and lay that baseline. A good afternoon. Shalom to everybody coming in the building. Love everybody. I see you guys coming in there. And with that said, I'm going to bring Pierre on. Thank you, sir, for taking the time out this evening to be with me. I appreciate you.
Yeah, well, thanks for having me on. It's an honor.
Also, Tim is not here, but I want to say a shout out to Tim and Chris for running this across my radar quite a while back. He actually talked to me back about this, like, I want to say it was like early September or late September, early October. And it was when I really first took the time to investigate. And afterwards, was just traveling a lot. I actually went to Dallas, Texas there to a conference and spoke at it. And just finally I got the time to sit down here recently and get that done. But do you want to just kind of lay a baseline, who you are, background, what's going on, and then maybe we can chop up some questions here in a minute.
You bet. Happy to do that. So my name is Pierre. I live in McKinney, Texas. So I've been here for a number of years. We, it's funny. I've been in information technology for many years, and was introduced to Bitcoin, gosh, I don't know, 10 years ago, and was trying to hire a programmer who's living in the Philippines, and he refused to be paid in anything but Bitcoin. And at the time, I really didn't know much about it. I'd heard about it, but like you were saying, it's just gone up in value compared to the U.S. dollar. And I think it was about $300 at the time. And I'd always been buying gold and silver because that's real money. And when it broke the price of gold, I started paying real attention. So I've been a big advocate of Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies for over a decade now. And living here in Texas, I had a buddy of mine in Florida. We got a place in Florida as well. And, he's telling me, "Yeah, you live in Texas, man, I got to tell you about this crypto project." And kind of looked it up, and it was a crypto mining operation based here in the state of Texas. And excuse me. And I looked it up, and at the time, I think it was about 70 cents, 80 cents. And it kept on climbing. And finally, he said, "Well, do you know where McKinney is?" Well, of course I know. I live in McKinney. Well, oddly enough, the founder and his family live here in McKinney. Their headquarters is in McKinney. So I had the opportunity to go there and, meet him for lunch. And we had a great conversation. I mean, 2 hours went by in a blink of an eye. And I got involved in this mining project. So what Texitcoin is a crowd-funded layer one crypto mining operation. And it's an opportunity right now for anybody to buy mega hash, which is computing power that mines cryptocurrency. And it's mining Texitcoin. Now, Texitcoin is about $3.50 right now. And what's unique about this is that you're getting paid every day. Like every day is a result of the mining operation. You're earning rewards. And so for me, that was really, really exciting. And being able to, meet the founder and get to know everybody, go put my hand on the mine and go see it and deal with the equipment. It's just hands-on. I mean, this is a very legit project. And it's already generated over 138 million in crowdfunding revenue to build out this mine. So since I've gotten involved in July, I've more than doubled my money. And it's really a huge opportunity for anybody who's really wanting to own part of a crypto mine, if they're familiar with that, and have that generational wealth. It's going to continue to mine for well over 100 years, and but it's going to be capped out. We're already at 21% of the build out, and so there's a very limited amount of time to get in and get a seat at the table and be part owner of this mining operation. And so there's a lot that's going on top of all of that. Once we've got this built out, we're going to have layer 2 stable coins to support downtown digital dollars. And big event that was held in Denver earlier this week that Bobby, the founder, was at, that talked about fairs and expos and festivals where instead of buying those coupons, those little tickets at the ticket booth to go buy a turkey leg or something like that. Well, now it's all going to be done on top of Texitcoin, but people won't know that because it's all going to be with a tap to pay kind of card. And so it'll be digital dollars, but they just go and use that card to pay for things, but it's all on top of the Texitcoin blockchain. And so as miners, every time there's those transactions, it's just generating additional rewards, and we get to benefit from that every single day for well beyond our lifetime. So it's a really exciting project. There's a tremendous amount that's going on right now. We've seen a lot of growth, and to me, it's the future. I mean, this is where everything's going. And unfortunately, Bitcoin it's turned into digital gold. It's not really being used as currency. So it's gone up in value, but it's not very effective for transactions. Merchants really want to be able to get that money right away. And so
if you send Bitcoin, not to interrupt, sir, if you send Bitcoin, you might be waiting a minute on some of them transactions. That's for sure. Even getting it off a cold wallet, you really be waiting sometimes.
Yep. Yeah. And so it's slow, it's expensive. Whereas Texitcoin is a clone of Litecoin. I don't know if your audience is familiar with a lot of these different blockchain technologies and these protocols, but it's lightning fast, really, really inexpensive to send currency back and forth. And so once we've got this layer one blockchain and the mine completely built, then it's game on. We've got all of these other projects for phase 2 and phase 3 and beyond. So super exciting project. And for me, and as you know, now you've gotten involved yourself, this is something that's just going to continue to pay daily. And it's not sure what happened there.
It was a little lag there for a second. Yeah, we're still good. I can hear you now. Yeah.
All right, cool.
Yeah, that's the lifespan of it's incredible. And something I didn't mention in the beginning, and like you just explained, the tap to pay, is that to me, crypto creates a very, very good opportunity for a parallel economy, because I know a lot of people, especially with digital ID and all this stuff coming out, I'm like, if I don't want to participate in the economical controls that are out here, I think the great thing that Texitcoin is crushing it and has actually laid the foundation is that is just like with the downtown dollars and all that, that's as parallel economy as you can get. Like, people that didn't see what went on during the Cold War and the parallel economy that people ran before the wall came down, they really need to research that, because I worry that at some point, and with a lot of tyranny throughout the world, people are going to have to learn to really run parallel with that, because the money that we used to use, there's going to be control mechanisms. It's just unfortunately the case.
Yeah. So I know that, the current administration is really pro crypto, and the mining operation here in Texas. I mean, we've got our own grid. We've got all these backup power generators and everything else at each mine's site and facility. So there's a lot of redundancy that's built into the overall mine. So it's really an exciting project. We've got a lot of people backing us up and getting this thing put together. So again, it's a great opportunity to actually own part of the mining operation. And I've been involved in all these different types of projects, and I've never seen anything quite like this. It's very unique in a number of ways. You don't have to pay for energy. I remember being involved in another crypto mine where I kept on being, from my rewards, there would be some deductions for power, and then there would be a maintenance, and all of a sudden, we've got to run some maintenance. We're going to deduct a little bit more from your mining rewards. This is nothing like that. You're just buying the hash power once, and it pays you for 100+ years.
Yeah.
So really exciting.
I've never seen anything like it in all the years I followed crypto, and then before I even started like mining, and then even the little mini solo miners that we built for crypto. Like, I've never seen, that situation play out. I mean, we even used photovoltaic power at 2 out of the 3 mines that we ran, and that would take care of, like a third to a half of the day's mining. And then of course it would swap over the grid through the inverters,
right,
at night. And it just got to the point where, like, just for example, this year alone, the Appalachian Electric raised the rates. I don't want to lie to you, sir. I think it was like 3.2% or something. And it's like, that's every year that they're raising electric. And I have receipts where that when I first started mining and when I quit, and by the time I quit, like, I was paying like double, if not triple, on energy. And I think they swapped me at some point to a much higher rate on commercial to like industrial. And it's crazy. I'm not even running 3-phase power, but we're getting charged for industrial. So there was that part too. But
wow.
Yeah. So I mean, the fact that people ain't having to buy energy, I don't think people understand the weight of it. That you literally have a chunk. It's like the way I tried to explain, I think, to Chris or Tim the other day when we were really going over this in depth, was I was like, it's like going and buying a chunk into a gold mine.
Yep.
And the hoppers, like Norfolk Southern train drives by, the ore goes into it, and it continues to go into it for life.
Every day. I get a text message on my phone with every deposit. So in the evening, I keep getting this deposit, which is great. And so what's really exciting is that there's also this, since it's a crowdfunding project, there's a referral program, and it allows you to earn even more mega hash. So when you refer other miners, then you can increase your mega hash for free. So, and get commissions if you're really wanting to as well.
Yeah, the link that he's talking about, guys, I shared in the video description below. If you sign up, please put the person that referred to you. It's 7, the number 7, and then Trumpets Prepper, just like on the handle here on the YouTube channel. Because yeah, I don't. The commissions are great, but the hash power for sharing that with other people, that's what I want. Actually, if I don't even fully benefit from this, and my daughters can benefit from it somewhere down the road, that's huge to me in and of itself, you know.
Yeah, I'm with you. It's something that we're going to be willing to the kids, and they're already familiar with it. They know that down the road that's going to be theirs. And you know what's exciting about this too is this is all paid out to cold storage coins. So I don't know if we want to get into these details, but this is very safe, very secure, because if you can't hold it in your hand, a lot of people just feel like you don't own it. So there's a public key on the back of this thing, and you can see how much earnings are being accumulated on this cold storage coin. But in order to withdraw funds, you have to open this package up, peel off the sticker in order to get to the seed phrases that are etched into the coin. So you just keep this in a safe. And if you want to retrieve the funds and use them, then you can just peel that thing off and scan it, excuse me, and send it off to an exchange. There's already a lot of exchanges that are dealing with Texitcoin, and there's more coming.
Yeah. There's a question somebody had I seen that might be a great one to address. Is there a program like the Texas program in Chicago or Illinois? Guys, you can use this across the country.
Anywhere. Yep. It's just a physical mining operation. All of the containers and the computers that are mining the Texitcoin are just based here in the state of Texas. And so we've got 34 locations that are planned out, that are in the process of getting built. Like I said, we're at 21% of the build out right now of this mine. It's 21% of the full capacity. And the projection is for us to be at full capacity by Q1, Q2 of next year. But anybody around the world can be involved. It doesn't matter where you're physically located. You could be a miner from Thailand if you want.
Nice.
Yeah.
Man, I know you've touched on some of the questions that the term of contract. You already said that. It's 120 years, right?
Yeah, it's more than that. I think it's closer to 160.
160.
So this is generational wealth, and the projections are already for this to reach $16 by early next year once we're fully built out, because of some of the other projects or phases that are in place already. So
if you do that, Pierre, let's do 16 times 365. That's tripled my investment in the first calendar year. If you only just got one coin a day, not any other hash rate, that's awesome ROI. It's awesome.
Yeah. So the way that it's built out to and designed is that the ROI is typically, in the neighborhood of 200 days. So as long as you get involved early enough and you secure your hash power, you're going to be earning every day, and you're going to break even within the first 200 days. And then after that, it's gravy every day. And as the price goes up, man, it can really make a huge difference in people's lives.
Yeah. Oh, I really cannot overly state how shocked I am that I'm like, all the years I spent, the effort, that we ain't even posted a video yet for off-grid contracting, but it actually is a video of us loading the old mine up and taking it to South Carolina to a new customer who bought it from us to continue using it forward for mining projects. And I was just thinking, I was like, all the wire that was ran, all the units that was set, all the Cat 6 that was ran, like the network switches, just people have no idea the hours that it took away me from my mom and dad visiting with them, my daughters, my son, my wife, just out there in that shed, burning the midnight oil, programming stuff, putting in, I mean, just it's a lot.
Yep.
And I honestly, I really don't ever want to do it again. I mean, like, I want the profits. I just,
you bet.
I don't want to sound lazy at all. It's just like, man, it was, it's like 2 times the work that we would do for off grid. Cause I mean, you carry batteries in, you mount the panels on the roof, you do your PV drops, you terminate your wires, you turn the power switch on, you walk away. It ain't like that crypto mining. Miner goes down, you got to do a daily check. Is something offline? Is power to go into it? Did a power supply die? Why ain't we, it's just constant drama.
Yeah.
And
yeah. What's really exciting about this too is that anybody can go to mindtxc.com and see the dashboard. All this data is completely open. You can see how much hash power there is, how much we've generated in revenue, and see where all the money's going. So the founder, Bobby Gray, is just very open. In fact, he founded the American Open Currency Standard back in 2008, right when Bitcoin was taken off, and spoke to the Open Currency Standard and met with Ron Paul, and you can see all of that, and there's YouTube videos. So he knows his stuff. He's owned gold minting, coin minting operations, and he's all about fair money and fair trade. But you can't, if you can't beat him, you may as well join him, and that's why he's decided to jump on Texitcoin and get on the crypto bandwagon. But to me, what's really exciting, since I've been involved in crypto for so long, this is like a time machine. Like if you were to go back in 2016 and had an opportunity to plunk $10,000 down on Bitcoin, how many people would go ahead and do that, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, of course you would. And to me, this is exactly that moment in time where right now you have that opportunity to get in on something that's going to be producing daily, and it's going to generate for generations. So,
yeah.
Excuse me.
I was thinking that if me and Jonathan can go smash one more off-grid job before the year's out, I was thinking about giving one of those seats that I have and paying it for my mom to have one. And that way that would give her some residuals on retirement, because right now between Dad's retirement funds and hers, even though he passed away, she's still being able to receive it. If that right there goes ahead and pops off, that's enough to give my mom the slide on out the rest of the way on life, because me and John take care of the farm and everything else for mom now. And she's got a house built that we built for her. And so, I mean, like, that would literally be like the icing on the cake. Oh, and this, somebody just put a comment up, says, I'm retired and looking for a year or two turnaround. Can this be transitioned to cash when I want to cash out?
Anytime.
And how much minimum start investing? Right at $1,000 is the investment minimum.
Yeah.
I put 2,000 in, or right at 2,000. And I wish, honestly, and that's another thing too. You can add. I've seen you can add more. Still, you can go in and add more.
You can the maximum that you can have though is 3,300 megahash. So 3,300 megahash. Every seed is 100 megahash, and it's $1,000 or $9.95 for 100 megahash. And there's some special promos that are going on right now, right before Christmas, where if you buy, and you have to go buy a gift card for this, but if you buy 300 megahash, you'll get an extra 100 megahash for free. So I think the cost of that was $2,985. It gives you 400 megahash. So every time you add more megahash, your daily rewards are going to be greater, because you're getting a bigger slice of that pie of all of the mining rewards every day.
Yeah.
So I started off with 1,100 megahash, and I've added a little bit more to it, and I've more than doubled my earnings since July.
That's awesome. Yeah, and the thing about it is that I'm like just laying. Whenever we're talking about layer one, for people that don't understand, like Bitcoin is a layer one project. It is the foundation, right? And so, just like Texitcoin being a layer one, even though with time the rewards may be less because difficulty increases and etc. And the value astronomically climbs, it's not going to matter. Like, what matters is that you have a chunk of the pie. Like, I got to the point with using those jazz miners, they took like 30 watts. A photovoltaic module that's 300 watts could run 10 of those during the daylight hours at peak output and clean, keeping them clean. I didn't care if I got like 5 cents a day off each of those units. It was free money, like it. And I know that's like a really like small example, but like it just, the thing is at the end of the day, people, can get a residual on that for the length of time.
Absolutely.
But let me see the, oh yeah. Well, I know that's a question that people's going to have, especially watching this. Oh, and guys, if you have questions on this, you can hit me up as always, same email. I'm going to leave that up there so that everybody can follow up that, and I'll get you Pierre's info, share that over so he can touch base with you too on the event coming up. What is the
so that was going to be Wednesday. So next Wednesday night I'll be hosting a Zoom just to go over everything in much more detail. So that's something we can get a link for and get that out to everybody. So if they email you and they express their interest, we can get that information over to them.
Okay, yeah, and that email that you just sent me to, let me copy this right here, and I will drop it in the stream.
That's a booking calendar. I think I sent you.
Okay, is that something you wanted me to share?
No, we can hold off on that right now because I'm sure people want to have some questions answered and probably want to learn a little bit more about this project. But
Gotcha.
It is really exciting. I mean, it's I've come out of retirement and I'm helping these guys. I'm rolling up my sleeves and focused on this pretty much full time now.
Nice.
This is really meaningful.
Well, I know the question of the day I have is, the biggest question, and I know that most people have, is that I'm using this, the revenues from this. If this thing really pops off heavy, I want to use some of the revenues of it to do some pet projects, like put in an in-ground safe room and some other stuff, and like big money projects, things that on a home government level, it's just not on the defense budget. But on a short term, on a midterm, and on a long term outlook on this, if we overlaid Bitcoin, or if we just look at this standalone, like how do you see? And I know we're not giving financial advice here. This is just, this is just a projection, looking at it as one person and another. But how do you see that future climate? And I'll give you my process in a minute.
For me, timing is everything with all of these types of projects that have all that potential, and you can see the writing on the wall. And I've ridden through a couple of these. Some projects have been good, some not so good. But having gotten so involved with this project, the drive, the determination, the vision of where we're going, this is very, very unique for a number of different reasons. And this is like getting into Bitcoin when, like that guy that bought pizzas, with thousands of Bitcoin. The timing is now. This is it. And once the mine is built out, that's it. There's no more seats available. You're out of luck. You won't be able to get in on this mine. So you have the opportunity to be a part owner of this operation and receive the rewards and benefit from that for every day for well beyond our lifetime. So it's very unique. And Bitcoin, I'm sure, is going to continue to do very well and grow, but it's being used as digital gold, right? It's something that you store and you forget about. And the goal with this, with Texitcoin, is for it to actually be usable money. And so there's going to be the municipal currencies and fairs and expos and all of those types of festivals and things like that are going digital. And this is all going to be on top of Texitcoin. So it's really exciting.
You go places, and it's actually agitated me here in Tennessee. And I feel like this is a good backfill for those type things. It's like I took my wife to a music concert thing, and they were like, "There's no cash accepted here." And I'm like, "Okay, well that's cool." But I'm like, "Why flip? Can't I just give you some crypto? If you want to go this far, right? Like kids are gonna say, let's not do this."
Daddy, I want the pink
Okay,
sword.
Honey, go to mama. Go to mom. Sorry, my little one's come to the office.
Sword.
Okay, honey, I'll be right there. I'll be right there. Sorry, Pierre, just 1 second. Hey, honey, go see mama in there, okay? And, some of the situation, when I looked at that, I was like, okay, so we don't want to accept US dollars, which is legal tender. But you don't want to accept that, but you won't accept Bitcoin and crypto. And I'm like, I don't understand this, but you're still accepting USD, but it has to be done via a card. I'm like, we're still living in this COVID era. I try not to say that word because, that whenever I say that, content gets in trouble. But long and short of it, the situation, it just really agitated me whenever I've experienced that multiple times now, and it's been at sporting events and etc.
Yep.
And
that's
so
exactly
whenever, you talk about the fairs and different stuff and things, I'm like, this I can get with, because this is in the realm of acceptable parallel economy for me. But I get really irritated whenever I'm told to, not spend my money, but spend my money, if that makes sense. It's like, by all means, bring your plastic card or credit card. We want your money. We just don't want your money. So
yeah, it is kind of crazy. I know that some of the initial conversations that Bobby had with this organization, they were really afraid of crypto. They didn't really understand it. They didn't want to get involved with it. The initial ideas were there to be an app on your phone that you download, and you scan a code and all of this stuff. But now with just a tap to pay card, everyone's comfortable with that. They already use credit cards. The merchants on the receiving end love the idea because they're not paying Visa and MasterCard a 2.5% or 3% merchant transaction fee, and they get that money right away.
Yeah.
And the municipalities and the communities love it because it's keeping that money inside the community. So
yeah, I think the whole concept's beautiful because, and I'm not just saying this to like push this on people. I honestly, if nobody that I share this with on YouTube participates in it, that's their business. I'm fully committed to the cause. But one of the things that stuck out to me, and I hadn't mentioned this to Tim, but I've thought about it. It's been an afterthought afterwards, and Tim's been in Spain and just got home. And you know how, like, when they had the truckers strike in Canada?
Oh, yeah.
They locked up everybody's bank account.
Yep.
And then they started trying to,
they went after the GoFundMe donates. Anyone that donated through GoFundMe to the truckers, they froze their assets.
Really?
Yep.
Oh my gosh, that is so messed up. I mean, but it was crypto that pushed people through.
Yep.
And that was
they can actually get it going.
And another thought on this, and I'm not encouraging domestic terrorism in any way. I seen the lady from Pirate Coin. She was at the expo that I spoke at. And I told her, I said, the Colonial Pipeline situation, and she wasn't aware of it. And I said, well, listen, the Colonial Pipeline got held hostage, and it was cyber terrorism, and they asked them for Bitcoin. Well, later they found out who took the Bitcoin. Of course, they traced the wallets, and people got prosecuted. I was like, it's interesting. If those jokers would have really thought that through, they would have had them pay you out Pirate Coin, because there's only two transaction people that know about, you and the person that sent it. It's out there in space. And she looked at me and she didn't comment too much, but she knew I was right, and I was just like, my point in case on that was not to encourage cyber terrorism. I'm not for that. What I'm saying is that is a proof study right there that you can definitely use crypto in ways that used to the US dollar was used, or any other currencies for that matter.
Yep.
But the lockdown mechanisms are getting so easy to access that, I mean, honestly, I've had times, well, I haven't happened often. I have money in my bank right now. I will buy like a candy bar, and I'll get a thing that says, is this a fraudulent purchase? I'm like, number one, if I tap my card to pay, I intended to get the candy bar. I've never had that problem sending crypto to somebody. Like, when I paid for something in crypto, like, it was done. Like, I honestly, the one mechanism I really hope that happens with Texitcoin later is like crypto.com. They get listed on crypto.com. That will be a glorious day to celebrate, because then I'll just take my debit card, and when I want to pay for something, it's over just like
It's
that.
already on Bitmart, Dextrade, a number of other exchanges. Bitmart has its own credit card, a crypto credit card. So you can use Bitmart and have Texitcoin fund your purchases. So, but
Nice.
that's the Visa and MasterCard layer, right? And you get 1% back. You'd have to go to the Bitmart site, but yeah, it's really exciting what's going on. I'm telling you, I've never seen a project quite like this. I've never seen a community come together and really drive this forward. And by the way, you may not see the billboards in Tennessee or other parts of the country, but in Texas, man, there's billboards all over the highway. There's signs at the airport. There's wrapped cars, all over town that are driving around, and it's a lot of young people that are involved in this thing, and they're already millionaires. So
That's awesome.
it is super exciting.
I feel like it's a reset because I knew long ago, even when I started crypto mining, I had missed the boat with Bitcoin
a lot
because
of people
I
have.
wasn't even going to try to invest. That was off the table for me. I knew I could create energy. Like by the grace of Most High, the one gift I have in life and talent that I know works is I know how to create energy. And so like, I was like, okay, that's half the equation. Now let me find some deals on old used equipment. I was fixing, chipsets and throwing the worst janky fans and everything. Oh, the first mine I ever built looked like something out of like Frankenstein. It was terrible. But let me tell you, when the money started hitting my wallet, it was over from there. It was just, I remember like there'd be times where like my paycheck was terrible, like an off-grid project got delayed or whatever. And my wife would be like, we got to get groceries, and I'm like, we're not touching savings, And so like, I'm like, how to use the Bitcoin card. You just go ahead and give it a full send because I'm like, we're not taking it out of this or that. And it was a lifesaver, especially during, COVID years. It was just absolutely a lifesaver. But this somebody commented right here. They said, I live here in Texas and McKinney is a little over an hour from my town. Like Lucas said, I want to use the profit for some housing projects. That's why I'm asking, can it be transitioned?
Yes, of course. Yeah, there's a number of exchanges. So if you just go to like Coin Market Cap and you look up Texitcoin, it's TXC, or you can just type in Texit, and it'll pop up the listing, and they'll show you all of the exchanges that accept and exchange Texitcoin. And there's no shortage of them. So it's already getting a lot of traction. And this project is, just started last year, and already, for us to get to 350, it's phenomenal.
Yeah.
The founder even spoke in Singapore at the world's largest crypto conference, Token 2049. That was in September. So I was able to travel with him to Thailand. We spent some time in Bangkok. We had a conference there that he spoke at, and I'm telling you, this is real. And I've never had an opportunity to get involved with something as tangible as Texitcoin, and the vision is it surpasses everything else that I've ever seen.
Are you guys going to try to go to Bitcoin 2026 to that conference out there in Las Vegas?
Probably. We were there, I think this past year in Vegas, and I think there's one coming up in Dubai. There's the World Money Conference in Berlin coming up in late January next year. So there's a lot of events that are planned where we'll be attending and have
Very
a presence
nice.
there. Yeah.
Yeah, I'll tell you, the Bitcoin show that was at Nashville this year, me and a friend of mine went to. I was thoroughly impressed with that. And I love the fact that they had that industry pass where we could get in there a day earlier prior to, everybody else getting in there. It was a really, really neat experience. And there's just so much technology and the layering of projects, and just it's outpacing me being able to keep up with it.
Yeah. Yeah. It's there's a lot. And like I said, I've been involved in these technologies for over a decade, being in technology for so many years. I find it fascinating, but this is one project I've come out of retirement to really get involved with, because one, they're local, but two, I really believe in what we're doing and the vision, and it's super exciting.
Yeah. Oh, I'm super excited about it. I just like I said, even if it just don't even benefit me, I'm excited for my daughters, because it's like, it's one thing to like when before my dad passed away, my son was like 3 years old.
Mhm.
And I told Dad, I was like, listen, whenever the time comes, I want us to make sure that this is either in a trust or however we need to configure this, that this lineage of our family, I'm like, I'm a big guy like Yellowstone. I'm bad like that. Like if there was a Yellowstone in Tennessee, that would be me. Like our farm is like the last one left in the valley. And I'm like, I want this to continue on. And so Jonathan today is the fourth generation of our family, running the tractor, keeping the cows. Like it's by the grace of Most High, we're going on with it. And before
Right.
Dad died, I made sure we got it straight in the wheel that I gave my son 2/3 of the farm. So like he's
Wow.
just doing him now, and legacy continues by the grace. But my girls
That's
is a
awesome.
different animal. And I'm like, my son has 2 or 3 businesses to inherit. He has land, home. He's done. I'm like, these girls, I want something for them. And then the more and more I looked in Texitcoin, I'm like, I feel at peace about that, because I'm
Yeah.
like, when I'm old in the grave, the safe that's behind me here, there's a cold storage wallet that they can go down and cash out. And they got a life insurance policies and all that. And it's one more thing I can find some comfort in. And I just don't have to touch it. They don't have to
Yeah.
touch it.
Yep.
That's the peace of mind right there.
Yeah. That's awesome.
So, Pete, I
Well,
appreciate you so much. I mean, is there anything else that you wanna share with everybody before we wrap up? Because I really appreciate you taking the time to come on.
no, I appreciate you having me on. What I'd like to just, tell everyone is that if you're even familiar with what's been going on in crypto and you realize that you kind of missed the boat, you want a second shot, you want an opportunity at something like this, take the time to get involved and learn more about Texitcoin. This is a very, very exciting project and an opportunity to not only own something, but generate and create generational wealth. And so I would encourage everyone to email you at 7trumpetsprepper@gmail.com. Go ahead and send that email. And Lucas and I can coordinate a time for us to meet again, or he'll give you the details for the webinar that I'll be hosting on Wednesday next week.
What time are you doing that day? Because I want to make sure that I'm out of the field. Let me write this on my notes too.
Yeah, it should be 7:30 Central, 8:30 Eastern.
Oh, yeah, that's great. I'll be in time. Yeah, and you already send me the link for that?
No, I have not. I'll go ahead and be sure to do that. But
Okay, yeah, I definitely want to
yeah,
be there.
we can get folks to register for that. And it's I'm really, really passionate about this. We've got so many different events. There was a big race car event that's going on. In fact, I'm not sure if it'll be in some people's TV viewing area, but there's a big Christmas parade that's happening in Dallas this Saturday, and Texitcoin is a big sponsor. In fact, we were able to save a big chunk of that parade here in Dallas, and it's going to be televised, so you'll be able to see just all the details of Texitcoin. So we're doing a lot of branding and marketing and brand awareness. So pretty exciting stuff.
Well, guys, make sure to hit me up if you want info on this. In the evenings as I get in, I'll definitely try to follow up the emails. I've got the emails caught up in my inbox pretty much right now. I think there's like 2 or 3 people that's hit me up recently on the channel about some content that we covered. Finish those emails up probably tomorrow and then go from there. But yeah, I definitely excited for the future of this project. It's probably outside of Bitcoin in the beginning and Varus mining. This is probably the third thing to come along that I have been excited about in the biggest way.
Yeah, same. I've never seen anything quite like this. So exciting times. Well, Lucas, thanks so much for having me on. I really appreciate it. I'll get you the link for the webinar on Wednesday, and you can share that with whoever's interested. And I look forward to seeing you and everyone else then, unless there's other questions.
Let me see real quick. Has anybody got any quick questions before we wrap up here, guys? Give them just a second in the screen there to type something out. I know the thing about the hash rate, I definitely, as anybody in my family and friends that I refer to this, I know the commission wise thing, like you can, I think Chris marked it for me that I wanted hash rate, but that's something you can change at any point in time
Yep.
too. If somebody needed funds,
Yep.
they can, it's USDC or USDT that pays out.
USDC, it'll pay out in USDC, Texitcoin, or hash power. So you can earn those commissions any way that you like, and it pays out every week. So on Sunday night, everything everything resets. You'll get email confirmation of the commissions that you've earned. Now that has nothing to do with the mining. That's totally separate. So if you're wanting to share this with other people, which is totally optional, you don't have to. But in my opinion, I've shared this with a number of folks that are in my community that my crypto buddies. And they all got involved. And next thing I knew, I had more hash power, and I was wondering what's going on. I had no idea that was part of this whole thing when I first got involved. And so the more I've learned, the more I realized, you know what, I'm going to share this with everybody I know, because the income has been phenomenal, and I'm really excited about how much I earn every day. So,
Oh yeah,
and it's
I've been watching it. I've been watching it go in the account. I'm like, that's turnkey. It's what I want, not to have to touch it. Good. Yeah. Somebody asked. Oh, the Patreon is the other platform, guys, that I'm over on to now. So that links in the video description for that as well. But well, Pierre, I won't hold you up, my man. I'll definitely keep in contact with you because there's a lot of my buddies that are like knee deep in crypto. Definitely gonna spread the word to them about this because I know that there's a lot of us that have mined, that have just invested, have done a little bit of both, that have been looking for that nest egg for down the road. I'm 40 years old. 20 years from now, I kind of just want to, kind of take slow time on the couch. Yep. I can't be climbing the roofs and 50-foot, turbines and stuff like that. Them days are done. So
yeah, I'm in my 60s already, and I'm I'm right there with you. I wouldn't want to go back to that, any of that type of work, and that's why for me this is so exciting. It's been great for me to be able to get active again, come out of retirement, and just share this with some of my friends and people that are wanting to get involved in something. And again, it's like a repeat. To me, I just look back and I think, man, Bitcoin took off. You got to get in early in these projects. And once it's capped out, the mine's built, it's done. So you want to get as much hash power as you can right now.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, sir, I appreciate you greatly, and I'll definitely look forward to talking to you again in the future.
All right, sounds great. Thanks, Lucas.
All right.
Thanks, everyone.
Guys. As always, until we see you again here on the channel, hope Most High Yah Baruch can keep you, make his face shine upon you, show you favor, and give you shalom, my friends, in Yahushua name. Everybody have a great night out there. Love y'all.